Oh, yo, what's good, SBL Nation? Today I want to tell you guys about my guide to like a perfect caloric deficit. So let's get straight into it. This is my caloric deficit guide. Just letting you guys know, this isn't perfect, of course, but I'm only a year into lifting, so any advice would be appreciated. But I'd say this is pretty close to being perfect. So you might be wondering, why should I listen to you? Well, first, I lost 70 pounds in a year. I've done lots of trial and error, so you can learn from my mistakes. And I'm soon to be sponsored by Breed Divinity. Hopefully, I'm manifesting it. So this was me around 1 year ago. This was May/June 2025. I was 240 pounds. And then this is me this month, July 2026, at 170 pounds. I'm not where I want to be yet, but it's all process. And eventually, I'm going to try to cut down even more. But that's besides it. What is a caloric deficit? It's very simple. It's just eating less than you burn. A lot of people want to overcomplicate it and say, oh, just do a juice cleanse, bro. No, bro. That's not how it works. Just eat less than you burn. Very simple. Steps to begin a deficit. First, find your maintenance calories. Go on Google and search up TDEE calculator. Fill it out and it'll tell you a rough estimate. From there, you can play around with that number a little bit depending on like outside variables and see what it does for you. Create your deficit. Choose somewhere in the range of 250 to 500 calories. Anything more than this is not sustainable and it's just gonna hurt you in the long run. And anything less is not really, you could if you want to, but it's not a very significant amount of loss. Creating a meal plan, which hits your macros. So remember, most people, a big mistake what people do when they first get into a deficit is they forget about their macronutrients and only worry about protein. You should be making a meal plan which can do all three things, where you're almost getting, or maybe if you can hit all your macronutrients, then perfect. But if you have to, then sacrifice some of them. But you should still be in a deficit while getting most of your macronutrients. Track your calories. A lot of people like to fearmonger the idea of tracking calories. Guys, just track your calories. It helps you so much in the long run. And in reality, you're not gonna get an eating disorder. Well, you might, but you're not really gonna get an eating disorder from tracking your calories. It helps you way more than not tracking your calories, and eyeballing things just won't work out. Especially when the whole idea of losing weight is calories in versus calories out. And then every morning, don't weigh yourself in at like crazy different times. Make sure you weigh yourself the second you wake up and after you use the bathroom. And every week get your weekly average of weights, so then you can see if you're losing weight or not. And do not be afraid to experiment. Move things around. If you think something's not working, then work on it. See what you can do. And see, these are some common mistakes most people make. 1, being in too big of a deficit. Guys, especially if you're trying to go to the gym and put on muscle, being in too big of a deficit will heavily hinder your gym. Look at me, for example. The beginning of my deficit, a big mistake I made is I was losing 2 pounds per week. I was barely making any muscle, and on top of that, I was tired after every gym session, trying to be too optimal. This is a really big mistake that I also did. If you make your meal plan around like trying to lose as much weight as possible and while hitting all your goals, it's not gonna work out. Eating all the worst food, all the best foods possible, it's not gonna work out because of the fact I promise you, it's not sustainable. Like for me personally, when I first started my deficit, I tried so hard to like eat as clean as possible with no processed foods at all. And in reality, this is just gonna end up maybe you'll stick to it for a few weeks, but then you're eventually gonna crash down your diet. Eventually, you're gonna just snowball down a bad path because all the restrictions you put on yourself. So make it easy on yourself. Why would you do that when there's a better option? Less calories instead of more activity. Guys, if you have the option, always choose more activity over lowering your calories. This makes you feel more full, have more energy, on top of that, or easier to sustain. You might be wondering, why wouldn't you feel more hungry from doing more activity? Don't do high intensity cardio, because when you do high intensity cardio, it increases your appetite significantly more compared to low intensity cardio like walking. And on top of that, when you do high intensity cardio, it burns carbohydrates, you're more tired, and lowering your gym performance. Don't fall for protein slop. Guys, you should not be eating protein bars in 2026, protein chips, or I don't even know, they probably make like protein waffles at this point somewhere. Guys, don't be eating this. It's just unhealthy, and you don't really need that much protein in general, to be honest. Carbs are your friends. Everyone loves to fearmonger carbs. Guys, carbs are probably the best macronutrient in my opinion. It's your energy source. You need to be eating lots of carbs. You should really in a deficit, you should be eating carbs the most out of all 3 of the macronutrients. And even in general, just your life, you should just be eating carbs the most. Tips that I learned over the last year. Stay hydrated. Alright guys, this is a really big mistake a lot of people make. Most Americans, like I think over 50% of all Americans are not hydrated. Hydration is the most important key in your life, to be honest. Your body's 70% water, and on top of that, it keeps you full. Make alternatives. If you like soda, drink diet soda. If your food tastes a little bland, get 0-calorie sauce or 0-sugar sauce. You don't have to be eating super strict. You can make alternatives, and don't be afraid to do so. Don't eat something you don't want. Similar to what I just said before, don't eat. You can use seasoning. If you don't enjoy something, don't eat it, because then you're not going to stick to it, and you're going to eventually crash on your diet. It's a big mistake I made. Keep yourself distracted. When you're bored, you're gonna be thinking about food. Promise. So keep yourself busy and pick up some hobbies. Do something fun. Go to the gym. Whatever you want. Whatever you need to do. Don't stress about the scale, guys. If your weight goes up randomly 2 pounds, 3 pounds. For me, I used to stress about this all the time. 99% of the time, it's water. Don't worry about it. It's water, buddy. Don't worry about it. Eat filling foods, guys. Substitute rice for potatoes. That's the greatest thing I ever did on my deficit, and it helped so much. Potatoes. Eat potatoes. Eat for your main carb source. They're so good, and they're very filling. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Also, follow me on TikTok, link in bio. Breathe Divinity, sponsor me. I love you guys. And thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope this can help you stick to your deficit. If you have any questions, comment them below, or like DM me or something. I don't know. I'll respond. Alright, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe. Peace, guys. Oh, shoot, wait. Peace, guys.